Morning all. It's almost not morning, and it doesn't feel like morning out there at all. It's already hot. So, today, June 24th, we are a week away from July 1st. Normally, that's free agent time, right? So, yeah, free agent time is about a month from today. A little bit over a month from today. So, that just shows how far things are pushed back. But remember, the regular season's only pushed back by about a week from where it would have been this upcoming season. As we get back to normal this fall in terms of the NHL schedule. 8 o'clock Eastern tonight, it will be Montreal at home against the Vegas Golden Knights. It is going to be bonkers because Montreal can punch their ticket and go to the Stanley Cup final. And if they do, there will be celebrations all over Montreal, probably over large parts of... I'm going to go ahead and say there'll be celebrations across Canada only because there are Montreal fans in every market. When the Canucks aren't playing very well and their record kind of sucks, or even when the record's not too bad and Montreal comes into town, there are a lot of Montreal jerseys in the crowd. So there are a lot of Habs fans across the country. And if they win this tonight, I would expect some level of celebrations probably across the country. Leonard should be the goaltender tonight for Vegas. He was the first one off at practice. First goalie off at practice is usually the goaltender that's starting. It's sort of like you have the starters crease as well. There's the starters end, and there's the backups. And anyways, yeah, Hague. It looks like Nick Hague's gonna come into the lineup tonight for Vegas. Holden will be out. It's interesting to me because I don't think there's been a problem with their blue line particularly. I think the problems have been the fact that their top nine don't score. I think that's been the major problem, and yet I haven't seen anything yet about changes to their forward group. And if they play as passively as they played the last game, Montreal's got a really good chance of winning this game. Their odds go up a lot. And then a lot of questions have to get asked about Vegas if Vegas does lose this game tonight. Like, are they just one of these really good regular season teams that just doesn't get over the hump in the playoffs? And then, in news of the day, the Seattle Kraken have hired Dave Hakstol. Remember the guy who coached these guys? That's why I'm wearing Philly. Because Hakstol was their coach, and then he wasn't. And we all remember how Hakstol went out in Philly. It was kind of ugly, but, you know, some coaches have a good run the second time around. Bruce Cassidy in Boston's a good example. So we'll see how things go for Hakstol in Seattle. His record with the Flyers, 134 wins, 101 regulation losses, and 42 losses in overtime or shootouts. So I think Seattle, the plan's going to be at least competitive for a playoff spot. And I think Hakstol gives him a chance to do that. He is qualified for the play. He's had teams qualify for the playoffs before. So it's a matter of, you know, him finding whatever recipe he needs. Now, right now, there's one player. So I would imagine that'd be an awkward practice. Well, we'll just wait till all the guys get here. It's just me, coach. Why didn't Ron Francis tell me he only has one guy under contract? Is this like a Mighty Ducks thing? I have to go out locally and find kids off the street, or? But anyways, yeah. So Hakstol, head coach. Let me know your thoughts regarding that in the comment section below. And yeah, I'll use an excuse to wear Flyers because why not? Bergeron, Patrice Bergeron wins the Mark Messier Leadership Award. I would have worn the Bergeron jersey, but I just wore that yesterday. So, anyways. So Bergeron, leadership, those two things go together. He is one of the few players that plays on a team I cheer for where I've never been mad at him during a game. And, you know, the whole, whether it's a defensive miscue, it's a stupid penalty, whatever it is, I've never gotten mad at Bergeron for anything like that. I don't agree with perfection line. I don't think there's a line in the NHL that actually is perfection. I think it's a ridiculous term. But if you asked me, if you said, all right, well, if there was a perfect player in the NHL, Bergeron and Crosby would be two that I would have on the list as probably pretty perfect players. They do their job every night, and for Bergeron, between faceoffs and just how strong he's been, and not only that, but his offense has picked up as he's gotten older, and all of that as well. It all pales in comparison to the leadership that he shows, and again, I'm glad to see him win that. So. Kudos to Bergeron on that. Vancouver apparently will discuss a contract extension with Edler. I'm fine with that as long as it's not too much money. I also don't want to see them just let Edler leave and not try to bring in other guys on the blue line. It's sort of like Hamonic. Hamonic was a good addition. It was a rough start for him, injuries and all that. But yeah, by the end of the season, he looked good. I would hope they bring Hamonic back if he's open to coming back to Vancouver. If Hamonic and Edler both left, and if the Canucks weren't able to find adequate replacements for them, I would be very concerned about that blue line going into next season. Absolutely extremely concerned about that blue line. But yeah, so we'll see what happens there. Let me know your thoughts about tonight's game, who you think might win. And Seattle has a coach. They have a player. Next up, they're going to get an expansion team, but that's about a month from now. So, thank you guys so much for all your support. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. And today, we had ordered this. We weren't sure it was going to arrive this soon, but we do have a pool now for the backyard. So it's not huge. It's not this big, superstar pool, but it'll help. So I'll probably come in, do videos, layer up, and then just go jump in the pool over the next 3 days, 4 days. Because that's highly likely. But all right, thank you guys so much for all your support. And hey, I'll talk to you guys again. I'm not doing videos from the pool before anybody asks. That is entirely a Twitch thing, and I don't have Twitch. So thank you guys so much for all your support. I'll talk to you again soon.